She had a stroke about 10 years ago. She just retired from nursing. She was a very good nurse, and then she retired, and she suffered a stroke, so she went from giving that care to receiving it. And most of the people that we've encountered along the way in the nursing home where she needs to live now because her care is so demanding are in this next song. I tried to find humor in that situation because the tragedy is pretty obvious, you know. It's a tough season for everybody involved, but I think there's humor in most things, and I think you need to find it to survive. So I think I've done that well in this next song. There's some of the folks that have entered my life. I'm going to tell you about a few of them and sing this song. Some of you have heard this story before, but for those of you that haven't, there was a little lady named Margie at the nursing home, and she had gray braids down each side of her face. And she was in a wheelchair, and she had a baby doll that was her constant companion. And on Friday night, she'd get pretty worked up because the nurses would turn a blind eye. She wasn't on too many meds, you know. And her son would bring her in beer, and Margie would get lit on Friday night. And that was all fine and good, but on Saturday morning she would have a hangover, and her baby doll became a weapon, and she would strike you with it if you were with him. This is all true. There was a man named Bob, and he was a long, tall drink of water, and he didn't say much except for the same thing over and over again. He had a few mantras, and one of his biggest, greatest hits was "How Now, Brown Cow," that he would say over and over again, and you couldn't stop him, so you just joined him, and you'd walk into the unit at any given time, and everybody would be saying with Bob in unison, "How now, brown cow, how now, brown cow." It was a rousing version. He also used to like to say, "Where the hell am I supposed to go now?" He would say that over and over again. Nobody told him. My mom's in this song. She's a nurse, as I mentioned, smart woman. Now we just like to call her Crafty because she can crack open the med cart. And I'm talking about the hard stuff, the good drawer, stuff she's not supposed to be getting into. She's been doing, she's nearly gotten 2 people fired. And then she gets caught, she just rolls around to the other units and cracks them open for fun. And then she'll call me at the end of a long day, and she'll say, "I'm in trouble." I said, "Mom, you might as well have some fun. Margie's down the hall getting lit." There was a man named Ramond. He was an architect with a brilliant mind that was fading fast. And he had nervous hands, so they gave him a thing called a busy apron, a little apron with ties and Velcro fasteners and snaps and buttons and things, and I've got mine on order. But the thing that made it really special for Raymond was he had it finished in 5 minutes flat. It wasn't a big deal for him, but it was rather special because he liked to wear his commando. Just think about that for a minute. There's a woman named Miss Cleve, and she was in a black gospel choir all her life. And she used to sing these hymns, and by the time I met her, she was permanently reclined in a chair, and her eyes never opened, but she was still singing those hymns. And when she wasn't singing a hymn, she was singing, all day long. And then Geneva was our favorite. Geneva had Alzheimer's, and she was a patient at the nursing home. She was there for about 13 years, and she didn't have any family to speak of. Nobody left. So she was adopted by a lot of people, especially the staff. They really loved her, and she had great care until she crossed over to the other side. But we always like to stop in and say hi to Geneva because she had interesting things to say. And she would give you pause. And I carried a notebook with me in there all the time, a recorder, because I'm a writer. I just carry it with me wherever I go. And I never walked away disappointed never walked away from Geneva disappointed. One day we saw her, we said, "Hello, Geneva, how are you today?" And she looked up at us through her little thick glasses, and she said, "Only God can save us now." Margie struck Geneva with a baby doll. Barb knocked off the med card coming down the hall. Bob leads the congregation when he sings, "How now, brown cow, only God can save us now." Jesus was he, babe. As Cleve sings hallelujah from the choir in a chair. Hide his busy apron, Raymond's naked stand and cry. Only God can save us now. Save me from myself in the night. When my time is coming, and maybe coming soon, mine maybe come to find me out. Busy apron and a half-sedated crowd. That's you. Only God can save us now. Baby dolls and chocolates and flowers made of silk. Clean room with a window and some Prozac and warm milk. Sneak us in some whiskey, cause it's probably not alive. Only God can save us now. Only God can save us